Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dave D Fishing. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you the makeup of my fishing bike that I am currently working on. I bought it on Facebook Marketplace for 75 bucks. Spent a lot of time refreshing it. Obviously the mechanical portions of it, the wheels, the cranks, the bearings, everything's been redone on it. I'm not going to get too much into that. If you have questions about it, if you see something you're curious about, feel free to post in the comments and I will be more than happy to answer it. So most people, I imagine, they're very active when they're fishing, walking around a ton. It gets tiring in the summer. Like when I go to Newport, I do a lot of walking, searching for like fluke from shore, whatnot, squid even. Also in the summer, I've been doing a lot of carp fishing, and then some days, I remember one day I was with my son, we walked easily 2 miles one direction looking for carp along this canal, and it's tiring, especially in the summer. So I have had a fishing bicycle in the past, and I'm at a position right now where I can make myself a really nice setup, and I have all the tools and everything, so I'm going to show you what I did. So the purpose of this particular rack setup over here is to be as compact as possible. I do see a lot of fishing bikes set up for canal fishing, and they have the crates on the back, 2 rod holders. They work, I imagine they work excellent. There's nothing wrong with them, but with the type of fishing I do, I'm going in these little tiny, really narrow areas, like I said, especially when I'm going carp fishing, that type of thing, and I want to keep it as compact as possible. And it took me a couple days to sort of figure out what materials I can get to make this light and also sturdy as possible. So the materials I'm going to tell you right now while I'm thinking about it. So I used PVC board, which I bought from a local store near me. I just bought like a 10 by 4 foot section because I use it on my canoes. I use it on all kinds of stuff to make decking and that type of stuff for accessories, and on my old boat that I actually sold. So bought this bike for 75 bucks, fixed it up. Mechanically it's excellent right now. And let me dive into the back and show you what's going on there. All right guys, so this is the focus of the video here. So this is a Topeak MTX rack with a sliding rail system for their accessories. But I did make a custom bucket or a storage bin to slide on and off of this that I'll show you in a second. It's actually really cool. So this is the side panel right here. This is actually PVC board that I cut to shape based around the frame of this rack right here. Drilled a hole right here for zip ties. Zip ties would be more than strong enough to hold this up. And I drilled a hole right here because this is where all the conjoining parts of the frame of the rack go, and I actually drilled a 1/4 inch hole through both the PVC board and through the joining area of all the framework of this rack. On the opposite side, you can see over here. So it's a 1/4 20 thread over there if I were to use a bolt or that type of thing. So this side's a little bit different than the other. I did not use a bolt to hold this portion down of the side panel of this because I needed some clearance for the cooler that's going to be over here. All right, jump to the other side. All right, so over here, pretty much, for the most part, it's a mirror image, except I did make a special bolt, I guess, over here. So it's a 1/4 20 bolt, and then I welded a washer on here just as a catch point for bungee cords and that type of thing to hold stuff down. I actually can do more with this side. I just haven't decided what I want to put over here yet, so I'm going to leave it blank for now. Then moving on to the back. So this portion, some of you might argue with me a little bit on it, but did a lot of changing stuff out back and forth to figure out what fits. So I cut this 2-inch diameter PVC pipe, fits down there beautifully. There's plenty of space between the tire and the PVC pipe itself. It's like 3/8 of an inch, so that's more than enough for debris to clear from there. I shouldn't have any problems with that at all. And at the bottom of the PVC pipe, there's actually a bolt going through there to stop the butt end of the rod from going through and hitting the spokes. So this is just an example. This is one of my really old reels. A Garcia. Oh, it's an old Abu Garcia reel. I just threw it in there so you guys can see how it fits. So that tab over there that I made, this washer and screw setup that I welded together, that's for the bungee cord to hold the rod off to the side. I actually have another PVC pipe cut already for over here. I just didn't mount it yet to hold the second rod. And there's going to be another, I'm going to put another washer probably farther down here. I just got to figure out where I can fit stuff around the cooler to have the rod sort of pulled off to the side so the reel's not hitting the tire. So that's pretty much this in a nutshell. All right, let me take this rod off. And I'm going to show you the coolest part of this bike. I was just talking about this rail system here. So Topeak, that's their patented design for this. I forget what it's called. I think it's just an MTX rail. I think that's all they call it. So I actually found this rail system here. I have a bunch of their bags sitting around, and it actually comes off their bags. It's just 6 screws. And I took that off the bag and I fitted it to this Craftsman storage bin, and it's huge. There's more than enough space in here for fishing tackle, really sturdy. So there's how it mounts in there. It's really simple to do. It's really self-explanatory. If you have any knowledge of tools, you should be good. I just need a screwdriver and a sheetrock knife, and I think that was it. And a drill, actually, just to drill the pilot holes through there for these screws. But you can see the supporting plate right here. So this came from that MTX bag, but you can actually buy these brackets online. Just make sure it's from Topeak so it actually fits. So there's the side profile of it. Pretty sturdy in there. The only thing I had an issue with was this quick release system right here. So this will latch, this piece will latch right there. I just had to, this isn't going to be the final form of this, but I just put a 3/4 inch piece of wood right here just to sort of push this out so the back of this box isn't hitting into my back. So, all right, so this, just match up the rails. It slides right on there. I just got to keep the bike from sliding on. Just give it a little shove. And that's locked in place. That's not going anywhere. So that's that. So let me pop this back off actually, because I got to show you something else. I know this isn't fishing, and this is a fishing channel like most of you want to see me actually with the fishing rod in hand, but got to start somewhere for the winter. All right, so, oh, here's the other cool thing. So obviously every fisherman needs a cooler. So I got this off of Facebook Marketplace for 10 bucks. I don't know what the 17 quart. So I bought this with no idea how to get this thing on in the first place. So I actually already had this all cut up and bolted onto the frame of the rack already. So what I did is obviously make sure it's not going to hit my derailleur or anything down there or interfere with shifting. So once I figured that was fine and it's going to clear, I went to Lowe's and bought these little hooks right here. I don't know if you guys care for the part number or not, but I'm going to show you what this is right here. Pretty self-explanatory if you need a part number or whatever or anything. That's from Lowe's. So this will go on the rack just like this. So I just notched out the PVC board, and this just hooks in like this. Voila. So they'll show you the back profile, and it fits pretty darn good. Just like that. It fits nice and level. There's more than enough space for me to slide that storage box on there and open up the lid and that type of thing. So when I go fishing, just pop the cooler off with all my drinks, bait in there, whatever. It'd be perfect. So, all right, let me show you what this looks like with the storage bin on there. Oh, backwards. Had to do this one hand. Perfect. So that actually tucks down. Barely enough space to tuck down that handle of the cooler. So that's pretty cool. I haven't seen a setup like this on YouTube. That's why I was like, oh, maybe I should show everybody and just give them maybe something to aspire to, some projects they can do over the winter while you're bored. That's it. Nice and I mean, it's a pretty simple setup. It's going to take some time though to maybe cut this PVC board, but you can use whatever you want. You can use wood or that type of thing, but just make sure it's treated wood, because I'm going saltwater fishing with this thing. It's gonna get soaked. There's no way of getting around it. So paint it, treat it with something so it doesn't get rotted out. But PVC board is the way to go. I love this stuff. I use it on everything. And I'm actually gonna put a cutting board in here. I think it's I already measured it. It was like 8 by 12 or something like that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it because you guys can sort of see what's going on as far as fitment. And then, like I said, the other rod will pop in there. I'm gonna put this down for a second. Sorry. It's hard to do this all one-handed. Just don't want to get smacked in the eye. Actually, I think that fits pretty darn well. So, all right, that's it. And then, like I said, this rod over here will be out a little bit more, and then the reel will be turned, so when I'm in transit, it's not gonna smack into anything. But I don't know, guys. I think that's pretty good. So I already took this thing for a ride. I moved the seat a little bit farther forward. I actually could go probably another ½ an inch more just so my back isn't smacking into this thing, but it doesn't bother me right now the way it is. So, all right, guys, so that is my fishing bicycle setup in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, or at least found it entertaining. I know I did. It kept me very busy on my off days when I had nothing else to do, especially during the winter. Like, I know some people get those winter blues and that type of thing. I totally get it. Find something to keep yourself busy. Doesn't matter what it is. I really posted this video just because I want hopefully someone to see it that is itching for something to do, or they're just down because of the way the weather is in the seasons, to keep themselves busy. And I also never seen a setup like this, so I just wanted to keep you guys, give you guys something to think about if you're bored. So I have some pike fishing in the near future if the weather holds up. So I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm a nurse, so I get to sort of pick my days really well at this point. So we'll see if that works out. I know some people, they don't like when I go freshwater fishing. That's fine, but there's not much in the way of salt water besides going out on the charter boat right now, which the charter boat, the prices of them, even the open boats are like $150 right now. And from what I've read, they haven't been doing so well, so it doesn't really justify me going out, spending $150 minus the tip for the mates to go out and do those things. So yeah, give a like and subscribe. If you have any questions at all about the bike, anything, I used to be a bike mechanic as well, let me know and I'd be more than happy to answer those questions for you in the comments section. So all right, guys, thank you, bye.